This has all been so much fun. I can feel the love today, but I'm scared to speak too soon because it all might go away. This is where I want to be, and I would love so very much to stay, but I'm scared that if I blink, then it all might go away. I've never been superstitious, I don't believe in tempting fate, but I always get a little suspicious when things are going just a little too great. I'd hate to think this was a flash and we'd be off without much more to say. So I'm scared to take a breath because it all might go away. Yes, I'm scared to take a breath because it all might go away. What ho folks, Thomas Benjamin Wilde Esquire here with song number 22 of my Song a Week project, which was about that feeling you get when things are going particularly well, that you think something's going to happen to ruin this. I've had it in relationships, I've had it in careers, where everything's going really well and you're enjoying it and you want to kind of really take it in. But you have this sneaking, nagging feeling in the back of your mind that something's going to happen that's going to completely destroy it. For me at the moment, it's taking a break from what I'm doing and thinking that actually when I come back to it, everything might be gone and I have to start again from scratch. There's always that feeling, particularly in the areas of what I'm doing, music and the arts. That you're kind of on borrowed time with it a little bit. And obviously it applies to lots of other things as well, relationships and the like. Let me know in the comments anything else that you feel it's relevant to. So yeah, it's an attempt at a more earnest song there. I promise I won't make a habit out of it. In fact, next week, what I'm planning to do from next week for the next few weeks, 5 or 6 weeks, is rather than having a song that I've written during that time period, I need to finish off my album. I've got a new album that I started well before I started this Song a Week project, and I need to get it finished. I need to finish recording it. This has been great and I've really been enjoying doing this, but it's been a bit of a distraction from actually getting that album completed. So my idea was to combine the two things. What I'm going to do starting next week is, rather than having a brand new song that I've written in the couple of weeks leading up to the video, I'm actually going to do one of the new songs from the album in a short format, so maybe a verse and a chorus of it, so you get to know the new songs on the album. There's about kind of 5 or 6 that I haven't yet put out into the world other than on Patreon. So my plan over the next few weeks, while I'm finishing off the album, is to give you some teasers of the songs on the album, and so it'll all kind of fit into this same format. So I'll still call it a song a week, but bear in mind, over the next few weeks they're going to be songs that are going to be appearing on the new album, because I need to finish it off. I've got guitar parts and piano parts and whatnot to add to a bunch of the new tracks. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on over the next 6 weeks. I'm aiming to have the whole thing finished and wrapped up by the end of September, hopefully released by then as well, but we shall see how that goes. So I played this song on my Flight Soprano Ukulele. If you're interested in getting hold of one of these, you can find the details in the description below. Also, if you're interested in hearing the tracks from my new album before anybody else, follow the link below in the description to find out how to join my Patreon community for as little as £3 a month, and get all kinds of exclusive content on there, as well as seeing these videos before anybody else. So thank you for all the comments underneath last week's video, which was of course for The Bills Don't Stop. Lots of great comments and some questions in there as well. B Smith 5404 says, well, that cheerful little ditty is now going to be going around in my head. It's kind of why I write them. Creating them as an earworm, really, to drive you mad while you're trying to get to sleep. Mark the Minstrel says, I love how The Bills Don't Stop is reflected musically by you trying to push out as many words as possible, almost non-stop. Clever touch. Thank you very much for noticing that, Mark. The Minstrel. Liam the Hippie says, each one of your songs inspires me to get a banjolele more and more. Amazing, thank you again. Yes, obviously last week's video I used the banjolele on, using the ukulele on this one. So Liam the Hippie, there's a good discount to be had on a Duke 10 banjolele under the video from last week, so make sure you follow through and have a look at that. Ellie Human 9710 says, fabulous song, also appreciate you so much. Tom, you are amazing. Thank you, Ellie. It was lovely to see you the other week over in Sheffield. Jex says, cracking little song, thank you very much. Sergeant Boucherie says, don't stop Bill's leaving. I do appreciate a good pun there. Very good, very good. Isaac Benruby 9613 says, see, this is what they should have taught us in grade school. Absolutely. We had no lessons at all in handling bills and managing bills and the like, and how much they'd actually be when I was at school. I think that definitely should be essential teaching in schools. So Roo5036 says, we went to Esquires for the first time last month to see the lottery winners. So yes, so last month I was talking about Bedford Esquires, which is my local music venue, where the Esquire name really comes from on mine. It's a fabulous venue. My husband and I were hoping to get to your next gig there. Fabulous, that'd be great. Be lovely to see you. I haven't got anything booked in yet with them, but I'm sure it won't be into in the too distant future. And they also ask, as a punter, what's the best gig you've been to at Esquires? Cool. I've been to quite a lot. The strange thing is I don't go as much as I should anymore, because I've been going there since I was 14, and it makes me feel really old. There was also a period of time when I was working in college education, where the venue was pretty much being run by my students and ex-students, and so it always felt a little bit weird going there and getting drunk. So best gig I've been to there. Actually, Therapy did a Reading warm-up gig there back in probably 1996 or 1995. That was pretty good. But also Space as well. We saw Space there when they were up and coming, the band Space. If you're not familiar with them, go and check them out. And as a teenager, going with a couple of friends and them just chatting to us for ages at the end was actually quite a formative experience, and they're a lovely bunch of chaps. I think Therapy and Space are probably the two best gigs I went to at Bedford Esquires. Miguel Maldonado 6494 says, totally understand the whole service is worse but bill is higher, kind of like a candy bar, smaller now but you pay more. Absolutely, and they try and convince you that actually it's just because you've got bigger hands. Chocolate bars and candy bars are far smaller than they used to be, I know it. Absolutely. Also a question, can we get an update on Luca? Main question is, does he ever come and sit and listen to you playing? Luca's getting on fine. We've had some really good breakthroughs with him recently. He's a rescue dog, for those of you who don't know. We got him from the Dogs Trust. He's had some real trauma in the past. So yeah, German Shepherd with trauma. Wasn't quite 2 when we got him. So he was at that age where he was going to be a nightmare anyway. But on top of that, we were dealing with all the trauma that he'd had in relation to ear infections and the like. So he was a little bit crazy to start with. He's calmed down a lot now. We are finding other issues that are now coming up. He's quite reactive, so we're trying to mitigate with that. But on the whole, he's getting on very well. He now lets us put his eardrop in his ears without any fuss, which is a real big breakthrough, and it's costing us it's not costing us quite as much in vet's bills, which is fantastic. So we're training him at the moment on a long line lead, which is making our walks a hell of a lot easier as well. So yeah, all in all, he's getting on very, very well. Still quite reactive, selectively social, as we like to refer to him. He likes some people, he doesn't like all people. So we have to be quite careful with him because he's a big dog. Thanks for all the comments, folks. Thanks for all the questions. Make sure you are writing questions underneath this video because it makes it much more interesting for me talking rather than just rabbiting on. Just to let you know about the shows I've got coming up. Next weekend's quite a busy one. Next Friday I'm going to be up in Lincoln at Salem Steampunk Festival, playing in the Drill Hall that evening with Mr. B the Gentleman Rhymer and Alice Strange. So that's on Friday the 23rd of August. And then on Saturday the 24th of August I'll be doing a show up at Lincoln Castle around lunchtime and doing a meet and greet where I'm flogging merch and that kind of thing. And then myself and Mr. B will be shooting down to Twinwood Festival in Bedfordshire, where I'll be performing at 8:20 on Saturday the 24th with my band The Fancy Chaps. Then on Sunday the 25th I'm going to be at Twinwood Festival again at 2 o'clock in the afternoon doing a solo set in the Palais Club, and then again in the evening with The Fancy Chaps at 8:20 in the in Club Marlene. So it'd be lovely to see you at any of those shows. And then on the 29th of August, Thursday the 29th of August, I'm going to be at the Lamb in Surbiton, which is a free show. So if you fancy coming along to that, I'll be on from about 8 o'clock there. It'd be lovely to see you, to see some of you there. Other shows coming up as well in the future. If you want to find out about what is coming up, then follow the link in the description below. That's about it from me for this week. Hopefully see you out and about at a show. If not, stay safe. And until next time, toodle pip.